Francis Ngannou versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik has been added on short notice to UFC 249 Ferguson versus Gaethje, and it will be headlining the prelims, which to some was shocking, but to me, it's free TV. They're giving the people that can't afford to buy the pay-per-view right now a great main event of the prelims, which is Ngannou versus Rozenstruik. This will bring the TV numbers, which is what would be good for the UFC right now, because who knows how many people are going to be buying a pay-per-view, especially with no Khabib, when they're saving their money for food right now. There's a situation. That's why this is headlining the prelims. However, this is an amazing fight. I was looking forward to it at UFC Columbus. This is not a short notice bout. They've in fact got a longer camp than they originally had, which was a long camp in general. One thing I do want to talk about here. Ngannou's going to beat Jairzinho Rozenstruik by first round KO. That's not what I wanted to talk about, but it's something I need to say immediately in this video. Ngannou will send Rozenstruik into orbit. There is a chance, and if I were to pick anyone that could KO Ngannou inside the heavyweight division, I would probably pick Jairzinho Rozenstruik. However, he's not the biggest of heavyweights. He's not got the longest of reach. Is he very technically sound on the feet? Yes. Did we see some things in the Overeem fight that he had last a little bit iffy? Yes, and a lot of people talk about the Overeem fight, and here's something that I said in my full card prediction video that I'll say once again right now. People talk about the Overeem fight as if Rozenstruik took that bout on short notice, when in fact he didn't. He took a full camp against Andrei Arlovski, KO'd him immediately without taking any damage whatsoever, and then got an extra few weeks for another camp with Overeem, both of which are strikers in the heavyweight division with supposedly weak chins. The game plans are going to be quite similar. He in fact got 2 camps for Overeem is the way I like to look at things, or at least a camp and a bit for Overeem. Understood? One hard sparring session with Andrei Arlovski where he KO'd him in the first minute. Now you're fighting Overeem, this is the real one. That's how I saw the whole situation with Rozenstruik and Overeem. One thing I will say is this. In the Overeem fight, I was very impressed by Rozenstruik's cardio, first of all, because he's not the most muscle-bound guy, which I guess is kind of a good thing in the heavyweight division, as Cain Velasquez has showed us so many times. He's a little bit saggy, he's not too explosive. He doesn't require explosiveness, is what I want to say here. He's very quick as well, and he could go 5 rounds with Overeem and hold on to some knockdown power at least in that 5th round. I do want to talk about the stoppage. Oh, that should not have been stopped, in my opinion, at all. And I feel like it's a stoppage that doesn't get enough looking into, because people don't want to deny it, because they secretly wanted Rozenstruik to win anyway. And no one's going to stand up for Overeem, because if Overeem would have actually got that overturned, we'd be fucked right now, and we'd have Noah Ngannou versus Rozenstruik. I'm going to talk about it. Rozenstruik tags Overeem with a... I'm going to mix up so many names this video. Rozenstruik tags Overeem with a punch, a jumping, like, lunging, Superman-ish sort of punch at the end of the round with 5 seconds to go. Something like that. Overeem goes down, gets immediately back up. Rozenstruik walks off, which means that the referee proceeds to fill his pants with shit and jump in the middle of things. If you want an early stoppage, and this was brought out by Sam Alvey and Jimmy Crute as well, the referee panics when a guy does a walk-off KO. They just do. If they say, no, it's not actually a finish, then the guy doing a walk-off KO is going to look at them like, what the fuck are you doing? And now they're going to panic, and they've just ruined this guy's really cool KO, and that's all in their head. And if they do step in and stop it, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, hang on, have I been swayed by this guy's walk-off? Was this guy actually hurt? And Overeem got straight back up. He was a little bit out of it, don't get me wrong, but guys have been out of it before. He got straight back up, showing he was there and ready. If that fight was not called off, Overeem would have... Rozenstruik wouldn't have even been able to turn around and get to Overeem before the end of the bell. And Overeem would have won that fight. We saw a lot of things in that Rozenstruik-Overeem fight that I'm going to pull out of this one, and we didn't see any of those things in Overeem versus Ngannou. Could you say that Ngannou just landed the holy punch from the grave? From the sand mines of wherever he's from, I think Cameroon. Either way, that was a random guess, and hopefully that one's right. Either way. Did he just land one big punch? I don't think so. Overeem had him against a clinch, on the cage. You know? He had Rozenstruik in those same positions and was able to take him down from there and control him on the ground. He wasn't able to do that with Ngannou. And this was Ngannou before he fought Stipe Miocic, which everyone said, he doesn't have any wrestling. Well, he was strong enough to keep Overeem off of him against the cage. That was pretty good. He broke away from that situation and landed a big punch. I think Ngannou's going to completely destroy Rozenstruik. I really do. I think he's taller, which he is. I don't think any of these things. They're facts. He's taller. He's faster. He hits harder. Guaranteed. We've seen that in the Overeem fight. That's 100% guaranteed. The Overeem that fought Rozenstruik had a much weaker chin than the one that fought Ngannou. That's for damn sure, because he's been KO'd a few times since then. And tagged and hurt and had many, many wars since then as well. Not even considering the Ngannou KO that happened. He's had fights since then, gone to war, taken his beatings in those fights as well. Now he's fighting Rozenstruik, and Rozenstruik can't find the shot to finish him off. That tells me a bit about his power. He has Arlovski chin level power. He doesn't have Overeem chin level power, is what I'm seeing from this. Even though he technically KO'd Overeem. I think Ngannou's going to destroy him. I think it's going to be a bit of a stalemate. I think Jairzinho Rozenstruik, who's used to countering, is going to have to go first, because Ngannou does not go first unless he's throwing massive leg kicks. I think Ngannou can do more. From Rozenstruik so far in his career, he's thrown some kicks, don't get me wrong. I haven't seen too much of his other weapons. You know, I know he threw that kick against Junior Albini and ended up getting the finish there. It landed a little bit on the arms, but it was a good head kick. Landed it, dropped him. But, like, I like Ngannou's leg kick that he used in the Junior Dos Santos fight. And if he could use that against Rozenstruik, a guy who in no way is going to be able to win the grappling exchanges against Ngannou, I think Ngannou's going to start slamming home that leg kick early. Eventually, Rozenstruik's going to be like, I can't take too many more of these. This guy's a monster. I'm going to have to go first. And Ngannou's going to catch him coming in. That's the game plan for Ngannou. Go out there, chop at this guy's legs like a fucking savage. About 5 times, 3 times, however long it takes for this staring contest to end. Rozenstruik's going to be on the receiving end of those leg kicks. Think to himself, I've got to make something happen. And eventually he's going to go right into an Ngannou shovel hook, uppercut, or a fucking off-angle sweeping. It's just like there's no... You can't describe an Ngannou punch. You know, they're hooks, but they're not. It's like everyone else's punches come from this angle, up and down. Well, they never come from down unless you're playing cricket. Either way, they come from this angle or up or straight. And Ngannou's come from like this. Like everywhere else. All of the diagonal points. Like, it's just weird what Ngannou does to people. You never expect... These guys, and you can see it on their face, they don't expect to get hit by shots in these areas. Overeem did not see that punch coming. Doom. Head went back. It's over. JDS turned his back on Ngannou. There's no way he's going to hit me from here. Boom! Right hand, right on the button. Guys don't expect it to happen, and it shocks them. And I think that Ngannou has just enough wildness to beat Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik's a very technical striker. He has a very credentialed background. However, when you have that background in striking, you become accustomed to very normal movements from the guy who's standing across from you. He's going to do everything technically. He's going to throw straight shots. And Ngannou's not going to throw a jab. You know, like he's not going to do these things that you've seen over and over and over again. He's going to come at you with different angles and they're going to take you by surprise. And they're going to break the norm of what you've been taught your entire life is how to throw a punch. You know? Rozenstruik's been taught his entire life. Do things like this. And Ngannou's going to come out there and say, I'll do things this way actually. See how you deal with it. I'm going to chop at your legs as well because apparently I've got a vicious leg kick now. He's mad. I think Ngannou's only getting better. I think he's got a more complete game. I would not be surprised if Ngannou even tries to initiate some sort of takedown at some point in the fight. That would not shock me. If Ngannou wants to go out there and just blast, bulldoze, double leg at Rozenstruik, he's going to take him down. There's no way. Even if Ngannou doesn't have the... I'm going to burp. Even if Ngannou doesn't have the best wrestling in the world, like he doesn't have Stipe Miocic level wrestling or DC level wrestling, there's a level of size and explosiveness. If Rozenstruik tries to throw something and Ngannou just blast double legs him, it doesn't matter where his hand position is. Just the momentum of Ngannou coming towards you is going to put you on the canvas. And that would be interesting to see. I think that's something that Ngannou may do. But I think his initial game plan coming into this fight, and the game plan that will work, in my opinion, is going to be to go out there, have a bit of a staring contest with Rozenstruik, throw a few feints, get a few reads, then start slamming the leg kick, which means that now this stalemate between him and Rozenstruik is only in his favour, because those leg kicks are going to start to add up unless Rozenstruik makes a change. The shorter guy in Rozenstruik is not going to be able to sit on the outside and counter-strike with Ngannou. Ngannou will not go first. Rozenstruik has to, because he's a shorter, less reached man in the octagon between the pair of them. He's going to have to find his way into an engagement. He's going to have to come forward first. And Ngannou's going to pull back and crack him with a big shot and finish him in the first round. Yeah. I just don't see Ngannou getting chinned by him. It could happen. If there was a man in, I said this at the start, if there was a man in the heavyweight division that I would pick to KO Ngannou, it would be Rozenstruik. I'm just not willing to do it. He's not a massive underdog. Ngannou's going to go out there and smash him right out the fucking octagon in the first round. It's going to be devastating. Ngannou's going to come out with his hand raised, and he will then fight for the heavyweight title. 100%. If Ngannou does not get a world title fight after this, signing up on short notice to go to wherever this fucking place is that they're doing it. I believe it's an Indian reserve, where, I don't know what you're supposed to call it, a native Indian reserve in America. I don't fucking care about political stuff. I don't know what they're called. One of those places, those Indian casinos, I'll say, that doesn't follow state rules and doesn't follow the regulations of a commission. They're going to go there. Ngannou signed up to do this. He's done the UFC a big favour here by choosing to headline their prelims and bring in all of the free television viewers on ESPN2. Give him a reward. Give him a title shot. It's the only thing that makes sense. He's beaten 4 in a row now. All of them top contenders. Curtis Blades was the top contender. Ngannou destroyed him. He's still a top contender, Curtis Blades. He's bounced back since his losses. That's how much I like Ngannou's wins. Velasquez, if he comes back and wins this one, we'll give him a title shot. Ngannou destroys him. One of the best heavyweights in the world. Called that one as well, by the way. And also called the one against Blades. Just saying. Just saying. I'm on a bit of a roll here. Okay? Most recently, Ngannou KOs... Well, it was JDS, but... it was JDS. Yeah, JDS on his way up. Put together a few good wins. Blagoy Ivanov, Taito Ivasa. Now he's fighting Ngannou. Ngannou, none of that shit. I'm going to destroy you and I'm going to out-leg kick you, Mr. Brazilian, who thinks he's a bit of a kickboxer. It's not going to work. Ngannou now has leg kicks. It's just weird. He's too good. He's going to destroy Rozenstruik badly. I don't mind if Rozenstruik wins, but I think Ngannou's got this one in the bag. And if he does win, title shot right away. How much more does he have to do? That's 4 in a row if he wins this one. And if Rozenstruik wins, no title shot. No title shot for Rozenstruik because we still don't know the heavyweight dates. The only one who deserves to wait around for a title shot if they win this is Ngannou. If Rozenstruik wins, Rozenstruik versus Derek Lewis would be an amazing fight. Rozenstruik versus the winner of Blades versus Volkov would also be an amazing fight. Who knows? But if Rozenstruik wins, he's not going to get a title shot. He's going to need about one more. But if Ngannou wins... that's the title fight done there. Hopefully DC loses to Stipe. That would be the best thing for the heavyweight division. We can't have a vacant belt because then everyone else who gets the belt will no longer be seen as a champion. Stipe needs to beat DC. Then I want to see the Stipe versus Ngannou rematch. Fingers crossed. John Jones is still the champion at light heavyweight. Who knows what's going to go on there? Who knows if Reyes will beat him in a rematch? We will see. Then I want John Jones, hopefully, to fight Francis Ngannou for the heavyweight belts in a super fight. That would be my ideal scenario, and that's what I think is going to happen as well. Very likely to. Ngannou will beat Rozenstruik by first round KO, leg kick the shit out of him. Rozenstruik will get agitated, come forward, right into a big smashing hook from Ngannou, and he'll send him overboard. Goodbye. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. I'll see you later. Ngannou by first round KO. Yeah.